Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're doing a pickacard reading on the important messages from your spirit guides for your spiritual growth. Very excited about this video. So if you're new to pickacard reading, here is how it works. You have 4 different piles that you can choose from. You can tune into what piles or crystal calls you the most. And keep in mind that this is a general reading and is meant to serve for confirmation only. You can take what resonates and completely leave out the rest. And if you're in doubt, you can always check in with your intuition, your higher self, or your spiritual team. So with pile number 1, we have this beautiful piece of Lapis Lazuli. In pile 2, we have this beautiful piece of Tiger Eye. In pile 3, we have this piece of crystal or quartz, and in pile 4, we have this beautiful piece of citrine. So you can pause the video if you need to find a pile that you feel the most drawn to, and once you have made your decision, you can go to the description and click on the timestamp of your pile. Perfect, beautiful. So looking forward to see you there. Bye. Hi pile 1, if you chose the Lapis Lazuli, this is your reading, so let's get into it. So I have picked various cards already. I'm a bit of a messy shuffler, so I did that before. So I picked the first round of cards. So the first card will represent more the lesson from the past, of what kind of like your spirit guides want to remind you of from the past. Then we have the second card is the lesson from the present, what type of focus should be right now on the present. And then the third card is what I call the fire card, where really ignites your passion. And then we have the fourth card, which is a lesson from the future. And then we have the final card, which is more kind of like how to apply the lessons that we've been seeing in these cards. And I also picked some more cards to kind of clarify each card. So the first one for the lesson of the past, we have Knight of Swords. Let's see if you can see everything in the... Well, I'm gonna go through each one of them anyway. Then we have from the lesson from the present, the Four of Swords. And we have Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles. Wow, the amount of pentacles in this reading is huge. Okay, let me just put it a bit more together. Oh, all right. So yeah, I'm just amazed by the amount of pentacles. I feel like this reading specifically for your pile, it's kind of more about money than spirituality, but we're gonna get there in a second. So with the first 2 cards that we got, this is kind of a lesson from the past. We have the Ten of Pentacles. I love this card, by the way. Look how beautiful. And the Knight of Swords. So what I feel like is coming to me in terms of a lesson from the past is that there might have been for some of you a really strong focus on material abundance, on building a legacy, on really making money and creating a long-term stability, long-term money. And there's been a lot of ambition, a lot of like maybe even perfectionist, but a lot of work put into it. A lot could have been as well quite mental, a lot of thinking about it. It just feels like there was a lot of work put into it, that sometimes maybe the direction was not aiming the right point, like the intention was good and like your heart in a sense was in the right place, but the aim was slightly sort of like wrong. And that made you maybe even kind of get a little bit kind of like, I don't want to say burned out, but tired, right? Simply like tired of like maybe working towards something and not really seeing fully what you wanted manifested. And here we see like in the second set of cards, the Nine of Cups and the Four of Swords. This represents the lesson from the present. And within these two cards, the Nine of Cups is really the wish card. The wish, like all of these cards, being honest, are so beautiful. Like just this reading is just so beautiful in terms of the cards that came out. It's amazing. And what it feels like associated with the Four of Swords as a clarifiers, it feels like that you are in the present really wanting to manifest, you know, like have your wishes kind of like made true, but there is a need to rest. And instead of like kind of like putting a lot of effort in doing, in crafting, in working really hard and try to go as fast, here feels like what Spirit is kind of telling you and is that you can manifest what you want, but you actually need to kind of rest and do it from a place of more balance, quietness, of peace, while before it felt like it was coming from a place of like fast, like thinking it felt like there was a lot of mind kind of going actually in a bit of in the wrong direction, as I mentioned before. But as well, like there was maybe too much action taken instead of like doing things from a place of guidance, from channeling from Spirit. So it feels like with the present, what Spirit is really kind of like reinforcing is that you are going to manifest everything that you want, and that everything that is you see in your vision, you have the capacity, is really there for you. You just kind of need to shift gears and rest, like, and do it from a place of meditation, do it from a place of connection instead of from a place of mind, instead of from a place of like rushing, of taking too much action instead of like first kind of like letting the answers or the right next step to come to you, and then after that taking step, but first kind of coming from the place of rest and meditation and openness to receive from the universe what is the next step. Then we have the next cards that we picked is the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Again, so many pentacles is insane. This is the Fire card. So this is really what ignites your fire. And with the Page of Pentacles, I can really see, like, especially as well with this specific card, how it's depicted. This deck is wonderful. I will link the deck, by the way, below, so you will know which deck I use. With the Page of Pentacles, what I can see in what ignites your fire is really actually, again, it was supposed to be a spiritual reading, but everything is connected, right? Like, it feels like there is something within you that you're a manifestor. You are a person manifesting, and some of these things, or maybe the majority of these things, are more like material, but this is something that really does excite your soul and makes your soul feel alive. Like with the Queen of Pentacles as a clarifier, it feels like if you look at her, she's like the classic boss bitch. Sorry for the term, but and is just kind of like it feels like is in your vein, is in your, like, it really ignites your soul, manifesting things and just creating stuff and in a sense being like in charge and being good, like in business, and work hard and live like as well like a luxurious life, like, which there is absolutely nothing wrong if, you know, some people go and say like, you know, but if you're spiritual you cannot be abundant. Absolutely not. There is a part here that it feels like what Spirit is also coming through and saying that is absolutely fine if this is what kind of like light your soul on fire. If you're excited about manifesting material things, living a more comfortable life, that's what you should do. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And yeah, this feels like a huge confirmation on already the previous part of the reading and the one that is coming, because yeah, it's like embrace it, right? Like embrace it from a place of connection and alignment, but embrace it because it's it's a fire. And we need fire, right? To move on, to evolve. And I feel like also what is coming through this, you embracing this specific fire path, so of manifestation, of luxury, of like being really nurturing, practical, really in charge of what you're doing, being very confident. Also, there is a deeper layer of connection to the universe that will come to you because you will be way more aligned to your truth. Like, not try to pretend, no, I actually don't want this because it's expensive. Not at all. Like, the more you kind of allow your true self to come out and to do what your soul is excited to do, the more that connection and that alignment will come. So actually, this will also bring you this spiritual alignment and spiritual connection stronger than before. So then we have the 4th card, which is really the lesson from the future. And we have the 4 cups. Should close with this card, it's so pretty. And then the 9 of Pentacles. Again. And it feels like what is coming through from the message from the future as sort of like an advice, because again, this is about the 9 of Pentacles is about abundance, right? Like self-worth, financial independence. I mean, you name it. It's all about what we talked about before. But with the 4 cups, what it feels like calling you this kind of next phase is to actually retreat. So it's very connected to the 4 of Swords, where instead of trying to manifest from a place of taking tons of action, maybe rushing to things, it's about really sitting still and maybe retreat, maybe go like somewhere like on an actual retreat, like, so whether it's like a meditation retreat, yoga, sorry, whatever is nurturing for you, or it can be simply just retreating from the people that you have around, to be able to listen more inwards instead of like kind of focusing outwards or whatever people are suggesting or people are saying. But it feels like what is needed for this abundance, luxury, and self-worth and manifestation to come forward, even success, you know, like, is really this phase of like sort of not doing anything and just allowing yourself to go inwards and be still and receive all the information that is coming through from spirit, instead of coming from your mind. This is coming through you, no within yourself. So that it feels like extremely connected with before. It's really, really beautiful. I'm getting really excited about business right now, you guys. I love this exciting, like, let's do stuff from a place of alignment. And then we have the last card, which is these 2 cards are meant to be sort of how to apply this lesson. And I want to say how funny it is. Funny, I mean, it's never funny, it's always kind of what is meant to be. But we have another 10 of Pentacles, because these are 2 different tarot decks. And the first card was as well a 10 of Pentacles. And this one is too. So it feels like when it comes to me, is like, for some reason I had the thought of like the infinity symbols. You know, when you start with something and then you end with the same thing, but from a completely different perspective that is more nurturing, that is actually more fulfilling. So this feels like another confirmation where what you wanted in the first place to manifest, there is nothing wrong with that. If you ever judge it, if there was ever like some sort of, I want to say self-doubt, but mostly judgment of like, hey, like, should I be focusing on other things? Should I be just focusing on more like spiritual stuff? What you wanted from the beginning, the legacy that you wanted to build, it's meant to be for you. It's meant to be there. There was nothing wrong with your goals to begin with. It was just kind of like the direction, like the way you went about it, that was not nurturing for you and not fulfilling. And it was somehow leading you in the opposite direction. You can see that actually the Knight of Swords in this card goes instead of going towards the future, it goes backwards, right? So it feels like it was not bringing you to where you wanted to be. And it was not actually giving you that fulfillment. But with the Eight of Pentacles, this is a card about really owning your craft, like doing a bit of the nitty-gritty things, but just kind of sitting down, doing your work. And it feels like connected with everything that we saw before. It feels like it's really about once you kind of like have reached a place of like receiving information from a different place, which is spirit, which is alignment, which is channeling, then you can actually, from this place of like, you can even see like these guys are statues and they're sitting, right? There is no rush in this card. There is no like crazy like running somewhere like the Knight of Swords over here. This card is just about kind of like, if like what is coming through is really kind of then once you kind of received how to go about it, how to do it, how you channel what you want to do and how to do it, then actually to sit down and do it. But again, from a place of stillness. And from this place, that's where you'll be able to manifest, you know, like what you set out to manifest from the beginning. And this can be also speaking about, it can be inner peace. It can be also linked to, if you wanted to, what is coming through for maybe for some of you is, if you wanted to be like sort of healthier, stronger body, because the wish, it could have been abundance, but it could have been anything related to material reality, whether it's like how you feel in your body, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally. I don't feel so much is linked to manifesting love for you guys, this specific reading, but it's more kind of like has to do more within yourself. And yeah, I love this again, as I said, infinity place, because from a place of rest. So I'm actually repeating this, but I feel like Spirit is saying like to kind of repeat this one more time of please listen to your own voice, to wherever's channel, and do not rush through this. You have everything you need to manifest what you need to manifest and what you want to manifest. What you want to manifest is great, is good. Don't worry about anyone questioning why you want to manifest what you want to manifest. Whatever it is perfectly as it is for you, and it's going to be great. You just need to be more still and allow yourself to receive that information, and then from that place of stillness and alignment, start to work on it, and you want to manifest everything that you wanted. So this was again a repetition. I feel like I want to pick some more cards for you, like some less cards. Just for like the last messages, if there is some more messages wants to come through. This card came up. We have the Dark Moon, ending, experience, integration, advice. Look at this card. Again, I feel like this is the same message of before. Like this is kind of more like a crown. It gives me crown energy, and it feels like it's again reiterating the end of these rushing, this coming from a place of outside. This woman is coming from a place of like integration and listening to her own inner voice. Is like at that age, normally like when we were really young, it's really easy to be distracted by other people's opinion, other people's voices, other people's views. And I feel like what comes from this card is like she knows where she wants. She knows her own connection to her own voice, and there is no messing with that. She's just not messing with that. And it, like, yeah, again, this is another message to just confirm. Yeah, time to listen to your own voice, to be more in stillness, to not be distracted by other people's opinion and other people views on whatever you want to do. Okay, we got another card which says face your fears. It might be that there is some fears as well linked to actually kind of stop play into whatever people are saying, whatever people are suggesting to you, like the fear of like really living from a place of authenticity. There might be some fears coming through, and that's totally okay, but it's time to let them go. It is like you're gonna manifest everything that you want. Like you have it all here. It's amazing. It's gonna be awesome. Just believe in yourself and let go. Yeah, what is really kind of holding you back, whether if it's judgment from other people, inner judgment, it's time to kind of like face it, because it's like, honestly, it feels like you have such a bright, luxurious, abundant future ahead, you know, that, yeah, there is nothing to fear. So I'm going to pick a last card for you guys for this reading. Here we have, oh, so cute, belonging. I call soulful relationship in my life. Yes. So from a place of maybe listening to the wrong people, or listening to opinion from the wrong, I don't want to say the wrong people, but other people, to releasing your fear feels like the next step within, you know, this message, and as well what Spirit wanted to pass through to you is really time to call in the type of community and connection, whether it is like romantic connection, it can be friendship, that really resonate with you, where you can be who you are without like, look at the beauty like of this card of like, I don't know if you can get the sense of like peace and harmony that this card gives, but to do manifest and to call in more of these really soulful connections that enrich your soul, that they don't bring fear, because some connection, unfortunately, because of trauma, because of like our own programming, unfortunately bring more fear. Like even if they come from a place of care or love, because sometimes they do, they don't bring that sense of like peace, they bring the opposite. And for you right now, it's really important to actually call in more connection that mirror back to you that what is actually feels true, instead of the opposite, or instead of what feels fearful. So yeah, this was the last message that came through. I hope this was helpful. You're welcome to let me know in the messages, in the comments below. And if you want to support me, I would really appreciate if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! Hi Pole 2, if you chose the tiger eye, so this is your reading. Let's get into it. I already pre-picked the card because I'm a really bad shuffler, so I thought better do it before. And I divided them in 5 different, let's say, questions. So the first card represents really the lesson from the past, what really kind of the Spirit wanted to bring to your attention from the past. This is more the lesson from the present. Then we have lessons from, like, actually this is the third one, is the fire card, what really ignites your fire and your soul. Then we have the fourth card, which is lesson from the future. And we finish off with the how to apply this lesson. And I've actually picked as well from another deck, which, by the way, I linked the deck below if you're interested in which deck I use. From a different deck, I picked clarifiers for each card. So in a moment, we're gonna go through it. Let me see if everything is in the right view. Okay, be better. All right. Wow. Beautiful. I immediately feel like a sense of, I don't want to say emotional intensity, but there is something very emotionally linked with you guys and this pile and this group. So to begin off, like with the first set of cards, so the lesson from the past, we have the Fool. I'm gonna show you more up close, and the Six of Cups. So what comes to me by looking at these cards as well, like because each deck or card has different type of art and different drawings, and the association with the Fool and the Six of Cups, what really comes through is there is a sense of like, instead of like being in the past, instead of maybe being, for some of you, focus on the future and focus ahead, there was always a bit of a focus on the past and the nostalgia of maybe the past or some memories, or even like what comes through is for some of you being really weirdly attached to some maybe unhealthy patterns that we learn growing up from our family. Since, because you can see she also has her head down. There is not really like full trust in moving ahead. There is moving ahead, but it's kind of, it feels like a more linked with the past, that like it's like I'm moving ahead a bit slower because there is a sense of caring too much of the past, instead of like dropping the past with whatever wounding that came and looking ahead. So already from the first set of cards, I feel like Spirit is really kind of bringing a message of like, it's okay to like to trust and move ahead without carrying the same fears, the same patterns, and to trust and believe in something fresh and new. Because life is a surprise, right? Like, but if we kind of always keep looking down like she's doing and never really kind of look up and look more at the future, it just, life is not going to be as enjoyable. And for the next set of cards, here is like more the lesson from the present. We have this beautiful Queen of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles. With these cards, what comes through, because also you can see that she's looking back. I feel like within the present, many of you became really good at sort of like having your shit together, or look like that you have your shit together, or just being really good at practical things and manifesting material stuff. And there is a sense, because there is a sense of being really practical, like hardworking, committed, really efficient, pragmatic. But there is a sense of within this is like, this is kind of the outer layer, and that allow you to manifest a lot of things, but there is still like a sort of this past influence that doesn't allow you to move forward as fast or as joyfully as maybe you would like to. It's like you dragging like a weight with you that slows you down. So imagine like everything that you already accomplished, right? With that weight, without it, imagine how much faster and how much more joyful life would be. So the message is coming through for these specific cards is like, you're great and you've done amazing so far, but you could live more, even more joyfully, and like attain way more and like live more in a more fulfilling way if you let go more of the past and you healed more of the past. So then we have the fire cards. I love the fire cards. With really what ignites your soul on fire. And we have the Ace of Cups. Look at how beautiful this card is. So pretty. And the Seven of Swords. Yeah, it's very interesting. I get the same feeling as well of this emotional, like, I feel like what really, maybe because of your past or what happened, I think some of you have a strong passion, inner passion of actually really healing the past. I think because you've been aware to some extent, some more, some less. This is of course a general reading, but that there was things that happened in the past that were not okay. Maybe there was maybe dishonesty, maybe there was betrayal, maybe there was deception. It's just maybe unhealthy patterns that didn't allow you to live as happily and as joyfully. And it feels like your soul, what is really like passionate about, is actually healing for yourself, and hopefully maybe even bringing that healing towards other people. So maybe some of you are therapists, maybe some of you already work with helping people. But independently of the type of profession that you do, there is a sense of like your soul is really on fire when it comes down to really healing things that are specifically linked with emotions and past and trauma. So I think this is beautiful because this is so needed in the world. It's so needed. We all have an extent of like trauma and wounds and patterns. So having people like you that are like actually truly united by healing those things is so valuable. The unfortunate thing that means that you, in many cases, many of you have actually gone through things that were quite painful. But because of that, then there is this push, this fire of like, no, I want to heal this and I want to help other people with the same, you know, like facing the same challenges because they've been there and know how painful it was. And I'm done for myself, and I also want to help other people to live better and to feel better. If there is a really loving and caring vibe about you guys, it's like it's like at this moment that I feel like I want to cry, like from a place of like, oh my god, there is a lot of emotions and some are a little bit overwhelming. Maybe some of you are like water signs. I'm not a water sign, but like I just feel this kind of like really strong, loving and caring emotions. I want to say it's beautiful. You guys are beautiful. just want to put it out there. So moving on, we have the lesson from the future. We have the Magician and the Three of Wands reversed. So what is coming through is that, you know, in the future, or can be near future, you know, it's a general reading. So for some of you might be more like near future. For some of you might be like in maybe a couple of months or a year. But there might be some delays in the progress that you want to make. There might be some setbacks. And I feel like the messages coming through from Spirit is that no matter if there are some setbacks appearing, it's not because you're not meant to do what you're doing and you're not meant to go in that direction. It's just how life is. But that to be reminded that you do actually, with the Magician, have everything you need to believe in yourself. You have all the skills that you need to actually get through it, not just get through it like oh my god, I survived. No, to thrive. So you have everything that you need, but you have to believe that. I feel like what the main feeling and message that is coming through is like, maybe you don't really see your worth or believe your worth, and when some sort of delays or happens or something just doesn't fully go the direction that you were expecting or planning, there is a sense of like, oh, am I not good enough? Am I not supposed to do this? And like, you absolutely are good enough, and you're absolutely supposed to do what you're being called to do. You just need to believe in yourself. And like it just like, I don't know, the more I look at the Magician and this card, like this dude he knows his worth. I don't know if you can see it from the video, but he knows what is worth. He knows he has everything he needs to move ahead. There is a sense that maybe, yes, okay, because there is a sense that maybe you have to rely as well more want to say your masculine traits, but like not allowing your emotion to just completely overwhelm you, because that will kind of set you more back and also will just overwhelm you more, and it will not have any positive effect. But to really just kind of to keep going ahead, to keep believing in yourself. Like again, it's like what I keep feeling and hearing is like, you guys, just believe in yourself. You're awesome. You've been through a lot. And also because of that, you're awesome, you know, because you've been through that, you know, like you're really strong. There is a sense of strength that you're not aware of. So yeah, believe in yourself, please. Please do. Then the last card that we have is the, let's say, how to apply these lessons. I love this, the Ace of Wands and the King of Pentacles. I love that we shifted from more female emotional place to more like practical, action-based, and you know what is coming through to how to go about it, which is also was coming through already with the Magician. But you know, like the Ace of Wands is the card of like pure potentiality, and it's like you can achieve everything you want. And like even more with the King of Pentacles, this guy is the leader for definition. It's like this dude is like, you know, is the boss. He's just the boss. And the thing as well with the archetype of the King of Pentacles, like this type of person doesn't get lost in emotion, doesn't get overwhelmed, doesn't matter what happened, what people are saying, what type of chaos goes around him. Like he just kind of like has his shit together, not from a place of superficial place, no, from a core. And with the Ace of Wands as well, with like again, like what it feels like is coming through on how to go about it. That also as well, I feel like Spirit is really kind of like reiterating is, you know, like believe in yourself, believe you're a leader, believe you can do this, whether it is like healing part of the past, getting a job, whatever manifesting an even more abundant life, whatever that may be. Believe in yourself because you have, again, everything you need. And it's just your own self-doubt that holds you back. Nothing else. You already have everything. And I feel like once you kind of do believe that, and you do come from this place, like, I know it's like infinite amount of possibilities will open. And you'll be able to show up as the leader that you are, because you are a leader. Yeah, I'm getting some really good vibes now. Okay, I'm just gonna pick some more cards for the last messages. I'm gonna shuffle them quickly now. We'll try to be quick and not too messy, but what to do? Oh, okay, this card is coming through. It's so funny. This came, I don't know how it's even possible. This card came exactly, the same card came from, for the previous group. And I'm getting the same feeling that I got from them. It was a different type of reading, but I get the same sense of like, you know, you can see like, she's in more her crown area, right? She's not a young, impressionable woman. She's like in her power. She is like centered, and I feel like she's giving me the same energy of the King of Pentacles, more kind of like from an emotional place. And I feel like it just kind of like is the next step of this part here, where it's like instead of like looking back, looking at the past, being maybe having your shit together, but just more on a superficial level, this woman has her shit together on all levels. And again, it's like, it's the same message of like, to, yeah, listen to your own voice and let go whatever opinions that other people may have, even doubts. Like, I feel like with her, like, because of this crown phase, it's like there is less even kind of self-doubt coming through. There is a sense of like knowing who you are, knowing your worth, knowing what you bring to the table and not taking shits from anybody, but in a very peaceful way, right? It's like, so there is no even reason to discuss or to argue with anybody about anything. You know what you're worth, and people are fine to believe whatever they want to believe, and you still carry on with whatever you want to believe, right? So beautiful. I'm gonna pick 2 more cards. Let's see what this stack is gonna say to us. I love that. Intuition. Oh man, I love this card. Look at, I'm a bit obsessed with Oracle and Tarot cards, and look how pretty. God. Yes. So same. I love the color scheme as well. It's again, I mean, this is very clear, is listening to your own intuition, your own inner voice from a place of healing though, right? From a place of instead of looking from the past, from a place of looking from the present onwards, believing in your own worth, believing in your capacity, and moving from that place. I love that as well. Like, I get a sense with these are like horses in the back. There is a sense of like inner strength. You can see she's very like still and calm, but inside her fire is on. There is no depression there. There is no stagnant energy. There is like a clear focus and taking action from a very kind of like, I know who I am, I know my worth, and nobody's gonna take that away from me. I love that. I love that. I feel like the energy of the reading changed so fast and so much from within the last cards, and the messages for the future. So we have 1 more card I'm gonna pick for you. Oh, beautiful flow. I'm gonna show it to you a bit closer. I love that. I feel like in the moment that, you do start to trust and believe in your worth, and, like you stop listening to whatever people say or whatever, even your own doubts and your own programming from the past. When you let that stop you and you just let it, like just pass it through, if it comes, it's like, okay, bye, then you will really truly live in flow. And I love that you can see, I don't know if you can see from her face, but there is such a sense of like a peace and harmony and lightness. And she's looking at the future. She's not looking at the past downward. She's looking ahead, bright, like ahead. And like I feel like it's a beautiful conclusion to the reading, where it's like, yeah, you have everything you need. You just need to believe in yourself, and you're gonna get there. But you're gonna get there from a place of inner happiness, inner balance, not from a place of like emotional, like overwhelm or like, yeah. So thank you so much for watching. This was your reading. If you want to support me, please like the video and subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Hi group 3. If you chose the crystal or quartz, this is your reading. So let's get into it. I already pre-picked the cards because I'm quite a bad shuffler and it takes me a while, so I already picked them. And I divided the cards in 5 different questions. So we have the first question, which was like more of the lesson from the past. Oopsie. And we have the Ace of Swords. Then we have the lesson from the present. We have Page of Wands. Then we have what they call the fire card, what ignites your soul and your fire. And we have the King of Swords. Then we have the lesson from the future with strength. Beautiful. And then we have how to apply these lessons. And we have the Six of Pentacles. And then I pick from another tarot deck clarifiers to these cards. So for the first one, we have, this is the Seven of Wands. Then for the second one, we have the Sun. Oh, wonderful. Then we have the Queen of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, beautiful. Three of Pentacles. Oh, beautiful cards. I'm getting such a nice, clear vibe from this group. It's really nice. A lot of like strength and mental clarity. Beautiful. Okay, so let's begin with the first two cards. So these are more like the lessons that came from your spirit guides about the past. And what comes to me and what I can see from the Ace of Swords and Seven of Wands is that, you know, you might had like a bit of a tough beginning, like tough childhood, like you might have had to, let's say, be strong from a very early age, having your boundaries up, to have really clear boundaries from very young, defending yourself, your values, even like it feels like a more from a mental place of defending your values, your opinions, and having to push to be heard. Maybe for some of you it was worse than that, but yeah, it feels like you didn't have it easy. This doesn't feel like, the feeling is like you had to be what it keeps coming back, you have to be really strong really early on in life. And and because of that, I can feel a lot of strength. It kind of pushed you from very early on to be like, okay, I need to be very strong. I need to have my boundaries very clear. And I feel like the main message is coming through is like, honestly, well done, good job, because it's not that easy. It's really not. And it's quite impressive, actually. Like the whole sense that I get from this reading is like, more than me telling you any kind of advice, is like, good job. Like, I feel like the whole reading will be like a good job. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's admiring. I'm admiring the feeling of inner strength. Beautiful. So then we get to the next cards with the lesson of the presence, and we have beautiful, the Page of Wands and the Sun. And I get this feeling with both of the cards. I love that she's also carrying, I don't know if you can see it, but she's carrying the fire in her hand, you know, she's bringing it forward. And even though there might have been like a bit of a intense start to life and you had to be really strong really fast, it feels like maybe because of that you were still able to shift gears, you know, like and to live life. There was a point where it's like you kind of like realize, yes, I'm strong, yes, I can do this. I don't know if you stop giving, excuse the term, a fuck, but like it's just kind of like, okay, you know, I can do this. I'm good. I can do this. And it feels like there is, within the present, looking towards the future especially, a lot of positivity. There is a lot of hope. There is like a sense of like warm, like there is no trace of whatever was challenging for you in the past. It's like, yes, I'm looking forward. I know I'm strong. And again, is what it comes is like a good job. Because, I mean, this is excellent. This is really excellent of what you've done. And even where you are right now is like, it's all good. It's all beautiful. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be a very quick reading. It's like, it's all great. But yeah, again, I feel like a congratulation of like to your character and to the strength that you had. And moving forward, we have the fire cards. So what really ignites your inner fire. And we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups. And the first message that comes through is, you know, there is a really strong sense of balance that I feel, because we have the King of Swords, which is like, let's say, the king of the mind. And then we have the Queen of Emotion. And I feel like what really kind of like moves you is this balance, because it's like the thing that I keep feeling is like you're a really healthy person, whether for some of you might be like physically healthy, like really kind of like balanced healthy in that sense, can be like really, for many of you might be like emotionally and mentally healthy, but there is, it's like there is a perfect ratio of mind and heart, of masculine and feminine. I keep getting this sense of like really amazing balance, and I feel like you probably have, because you had to work for it from very early on. Again, is like the previous cards, you did such a great job that that like you're just in, you know, in this place of balance. And there is an element that maybe is like, for some of you, because you learn so well to cope and to kind of like progress, and maybe one of your passion is bringing also balance to others people's life. For some of you it might be just towards yourself, but for some of you is like you really want to share this with other people. But there is like, it feels like what really ignites your fire is like possibly even finding more and more ways to bring balance. I feel like many of you are actually healers, like healers of the mind, so like more therapists of psychology, or like energy healers, or yeah, some sort, like maybe even doctors, if you kind of watch these kind of things. But yeah, it feels like it's a calling, you know. It's really like a calling for you, and it's beautiful. It's really coming from a place of a beautiful place of alignment. And yeah, I feel like it feels like actually soul purpose. Beautiful. Again, I congratulate you guys. You're awesome. Okay, so then we have the next set of cards, which is like the lesson from the future. And we have the strength cards and wheel, wheel of fortune. So again, it's like this is another testament of the strength card really talks about inner strength. And I feel like within the future, like there might be like a really nice, for some of you, a nice, good change of fate, like some good luck coming your way. I don't know, it actually feels like, what are you, like, if, for example, if some of you, because of course this is a general reading, so there are so many different doors, right, or possibilities, but some of you that, I feel like if you were trying to manifest something like a job, you have to kind of be like, and maybe you had to struggle. There was a period where things, like you had to put some effort, but I feel like if you're gonna keep in your strength, because you have that, and it's just this is you, your luck is gonna change really, really fast soon. Like whatever you were trying to manifest, yes, you do need to be strong within the, like you cannot be, it's not something that you will need to do and be all fluff. There is a level of inner strength required to this, which anyway is very clear that you already have. But whether it's like, I don't know, it could be also love. I don't know, for some of you, I think maybe very few. But what actually maybe for some of you, because it feels like very connected to the purpose that we were talking about it before. I think for some of you, if you wanted to manifest more of like a work that is aligned. Oh yes. I feel like with some of you, what is coming through as well with the Page of Wands and the Fire is like, for the people that are like healers or therapists or psychologists and wanted to manifest more a career in this field, and maybe you had to struggle a little bit or something didn't work out, this is something is gonna shift. And it feels like you're gonna step into the next level because you're ready. Everything within you is already so incredibly ready. You're just ready to go. It's amazing. I love it. So yeah, it's just kind of like, I would say the only thing, like, keep faith, because yeah, your luck is gonna change really, really fast soon for the better. And here into the how to go about it in the last cards, we have the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Beautiful. it's again, it talks about like manifestation and abundance. Is like to really manifest of what you wanted to whether it was the work, if it's a relationship, it could also be that, but it feels like for many of you is more a soul type of work, a soul purpose that you wanted to manifest. There is like, in how to go about it, there is a strong feeling, and the message is coming through with the Three of Pentacles, that maybe it's not just you doing it alone. Maybe there is like a collaboration. You see here they're depicted three people. Doesn't necessarily have to be three, but it's like there is a team showing up for you. Collaboration. So it will vary, but for some of you it might be one person, like a partnership, like work-wise. For some people it would be like an actual team, like to actually hire people. But there is this key element of like, you're not meant to do this alone. So whether is you're the front runner, what you want to do, and then you just actually cannot do everything on your own and you need to hire a team, or actually, or as well find people to collaborate, but your luck is going to change soon. And just really stay open, if you weren't before, to the idea of like collaborating with others, because what you're going to manifest is your soul purpose, and there is no taking away from that. It's just how, you know, fast you want to have it, right? And how smoothly you want to have it, because yes, you're strong, yes, you can push through, but sometimes it's also nice to chill, right? And not always to struggle to manifest it, to like work really hard. Sometimes things just flow, and your key with the flow part is being kind of more in this stillness place and allow other people to come in the picture, whether as a team or as a collaboration. So I feel like I want to pick maybe 3 more cards from different decks, if we have any final messages coming through. Let's see. This card is wants to come through. We have Capricorn. Ambition, resilience, authenticity, determination. Yeah, I love that. It feels very much, for many of you, work-related more than relationship related. And yeah, you guys mean business. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's just a confirmation that you're gonna manifest that. You're gonna manifest whatever you're setting to manifest. And there is a sense of like what really is going to support you is this team element, and to just kind of continue be yourself and be authentic and be determined. Because if you had at any point doubts in what you're manifesting, please like let them go, because this is like, I'm getting goosebumps. This is really what you're meant to do. And yeah, it's gonna happen either or. So if there is, I feel like this card, what is really just confirming is like, drop any doubts, if any doubts was ever there to begin with, right? Yeah, very clear mind, focus feeling. Okay, we're gonna pick one more card. Shadow work, beautiful. Yeah, it feels like what is coming through is to see like within this, to allow actually to let come through if there is some like elements or parts of you that you had to quote unquote repress or push down, because you felt like, no, they don't fit the how you say, the prototype of the type of person I want to become, like the job, like let's say the therapist, the healer. I need to be super zen, or I need to be super like stable, and which you already are, like, because it's like, oh my god, but we're still human, right? So if there is some sides of you that you have pushed down, allow them to come through, because it's actually gonna support the process that you're going through. Instead of repressing them, like if you allow them to be seen and to do what is, you know, like some shadow work, actually this will fuel your path even more, and it will just bring more authenticity. There is a sense of like yeah, bring more you in the picture, which is exactly what I'm getting goosebumps again. This is exactly what people need. They need the authentic version of you, not the watered down, like, version, the proper version of you. Like, they need the real authentic you, because that's what's gonna bring the healing. That's what is gonna bring the transformation that you will bring to them and to their life. So here we have the last card. Oh my god, this is so spot on. You guys, this feel like this is you. Hope. The beacon of hope shines brightly within me. I feel like this is exactly what you're gonna represent for people. I'm getting this group is like a goosebump group. Amazing. I know. Like, again, sorry, my battery died, so we're back. So I was saying, like, this is really, I feel like, who you are and who you're gonna become for people, like a beacon of hope. And yeah, it's just, again, to congratulate you, because getting goosebumps again is just beautiful. You're really meant to do whatever you're setting out to do, and this is really your soul mission, you know. So, and yeah, the sense I'm getting from this card is so beautiful, like a beacon of hope. So wonderful. Goosebumps again. Okay, so this is the reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. You're welcome to comment on the comments if this resonated, and if you want to support me, please like the video and as well subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye. Hi, group number 4. If you chose the Citrine Quarz, this is your reading, so let's get into it. I already selected the cards before because I'm quite a bit shuffler, so I already picked them, and I divided them in 5 questions. So we have the first question represent the lesson from the past, and we have the 10 of Wands. Then we have the second card, lesson from the present. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Then the third card is the fire card, and we have the Hangman. The fire card represents more of the things in the night. You're in your fire. Then we have the fourth card, which represents the lesson from the future, and then finally the card that like represent how to apply this lesson, which is the 10 of Swords. And then from another deck, I've picked some clarifiers for the same card. So for the group 1, we have the 3 of Cups for the first questions. For the second question, we have 6 of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Ace of Wands in reverse for the third, Tower, wow, for the fourth, and finally the Knight of Wands. Okay. Wow, I really feel the intensity from this reading. Like, it's group number 4. If like you've been going through tough times, I hear you, and I'm sorry. Like, it's sometimes it's like the only choice that we have is being strong. It's just the reality of how it is. And I can see and feel like from the first 2 cards that represent the lesson from the past, we have the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. I can feel that what is coming through, that for some of you, you had something, you had too much, you're taking too much on. And whether it was work-wise, family-wise, you're just taking more than you can chew. I don't know if that is an expression that makes sense. And I feel like for some of you, like that, like you try to compensate it with like maybe going out, or like, I don't know, this is very specific, but for some of you it comes out like the sense of like maybe taking too much substances, whether it's drugs, alcohol, like something to kind of like internally kind of balance the stress or everything that was going on in your life. And that felt like there is something from the past that feels like quite unbalanced. There is a sense of like strong imbalance that, you know, coming within the present, from the lesson from the present, with the 7 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, what it feels like that within the present there might have been some, because of the imbalance from the past, there might be some elements of depth that happened in your life, or like, you know, like some, I don't know how to phrase this, but, you know, please take this just if it applies or resonates. But, you know, whether if like on the physical level, you've taken substances that are like hurt you physically, or it can be like if somehow things at work didn't go well and that kind of created depth. Some of you also feel like there've been people in your life that have not been healthy for you, have not been good for you, and there is a sense of like them kind of like being there, still in the present. And like I feel like there is a side of you that is like really doing her best to, you know, like put things right, you know, like whether it's from an economical perspective, like emotional perspective, like you really try and like do your best, and you're trying to be patient, you're trying to put dedication into this. It's just that there was a lot of imbalance coming from the past that you try, in a sense, to rectify now within the present and with hard work. It feels like many of you, this is a general reading, so it feels like there is so many different paths that this is taking. But for many of you, I feel like there is in the present a sense of like, okay, now I'm like trying to do my best to rebalance what happened in the past. It's not very easy because it's never is, isn't it? But you're really doing the best that you can. I can feel and see that right now. With the lesson, then we have the fire cards. So the Hangman, we have the Hangman and the Page of Wands reverse. I feel like this is really what really ignites your soul on fire. And right now it feels like you really kind of like, your soul really is looking at changing perspective on all the things that happened before, what kind of like, you know, like everything that is like linked to limiting beliefs, immaturity, like laziness, everything that kind of like, in a sense, was an issue or has been an issue in the past. Your soul is really trying to learn a different perspective, to try to learn a different way, to try to reprogram your mind so that you can step in a completely new, different reality for yourself. And maybe also for some people around you. It feels like this, of course, this reading is for you, but there is a feeling that for many of you, there is a lot of people involved in this. Like, it feels like family. There is a family involvement in this. So it's like, the more you can heal yourself, the more I feel like, as well, your family will be like, of course, happy and relieved. And it feels like, for some of you, of course, it's supportive family. For some of you, it's like, please not, pass. But it's going to benefit not just you. In the moment you will heal and change perspective on this limiting belief they are holding you back. And then we have, from the next cards, from the lesson from the future, the Queen of Wands and the Tower. I feel like there is an element of something has to fully break, right? Like we said, I'm sorry, this is quite a tough reading. There is no way I can sugarcoat this, but to fully be able to blossom, we really have to kind of break down, like there was some foundation from the past that were not healthy, and we need to fully break those, like to fully kind of like raise them to the floor in order to rise as a phoenix in the version that we want. And I feel like there is an element in the near future that will come, that will be a sort of like crumbling of those whatever remaining parts that believed of you, that believed an old story. Even parts of you that believed another old version of you, because there is this new version of you that is capable, is blossoming. Look at the flowers around her. Like there is a blossoming version of you that is ready to emerge. And Spirit is really making a point that is like, sometimes in order to achieve that, we really need to fertilize the ground by like, you know, like breaking it completely, you know, like, and it's just, you cannot rebuild a version of yourself, a new version of yourself on top of the other one. You have to kind of first kind of, you know, like, and break it down. And that phase might not be fun. It's not, most likely it's not going to be, but what is really to be focused on is like the outcome is going to be incredibly beautiful for you. And you're going to have like an incredible new way to live that is going to be fulfilling and is going to be enriching. And it feels like in the how to go about it, we have the Ten of Swords and the Knight of Wands. And I feel like there is an element with the Ten of Swords that is important that you feel like she's like, it's like she has all the swords in, she's feeling like she's feeling where she's feeling. She's allowing herself to go through the density, the shadow, the pain, and to let it come to a conclusion. It feels like yeah, like it's all very connected. It feels like you really have to, in order to blossom into this version of you, you have to allow the old version to die, to really kind of crumble down and die, because otherwise it will not be this flourishing version. It will always be like a shadow of what you could be. Sorry guys for the change in lighting. My battery died and I had to restart the whole thing, and now natural light is gone. So, but yes, continuing. So I feel like what Spirit wants to reiterate with this reading is that even though all of this brings like a challenging time, there is something really beautiful waiting for you afterwards. And personally, I'm a big believer that of the idea that things happen for you, not to you. And I really believe that all of this final struggle really is happening for you to be able to step into like an incredible version of yourself, an empowered version of yourself, like a version of yourself where you can fully blossom into the beautiful being that you are, without really dragging with yourself the past and the hardship of the past and the patterns and the limiting belief. It feels like there is a lot of limiting belief that are holding you back, that it's time to break, to completely burn out, to completely let go. So yeah, hard time, but at the same time, the reward will be incredible once you pass through. I feel like I want to pick a couple of more cards for you. I'm gonna take the deck and then see what other messages Spirit has for you. So it takes me a long time. That's why I picked the cards before. It's like, okay, this card comes up. We have Cancer, nourishment, self-protection, intuition. I love that. Yeah, with this card, we're like, what comes through is this sense of like, after the whole tower moment will happen, after this change, after this breakdown of this limiting belief, there will be some time where it will be just about, the time for nourishment, like a little bit of like maybe cocooning, like in order to be able to blossom in the best version of yourself. yeah, it feels like there is also a lot of like going inward, in a very like there is a part of going inward, feeling the unpleasant feelings, letting go the limiting beliefs, and then afterwards that inward time will be a very peaceful inward time where you will just kind of nourish yourself. You just tap into intuition. You just stay with yourself within the peace of that, without negative influences of people or negative influences of people around you, and even without like this negative belief that kind of like holded you back to begin with. So I'm gonna take 2 more cards actually, from Tudor decks. Let's see what else wants to come true. All right, this one came through. Focus. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like a really, like an inward focus. It's like, this to me really speaks about the aftermath of the Tower moment. Like, like the color, this color scheme is just kind of like resonating with the Queen of Wands, because it's like, it's building blocks of the aftermath to build this beautiful blossomed version of yourself. And with this focus card, I also feel like quite a lot of peace, where before there was not that much peace. So there is like a sense of like being on your own but not feeling alone, being on your own but feeling like really good, well, at peace. Yeah, very nice feeling. This is the last card that came out. Just sorry to change. I welcome change. I give myself permission to evolve. Yep. Yeah, it feels like, you know, it's giving yourself that permission. It's allowing yourself to go through the hard part in order to come out of it stronger, even more yourself that you were ever before. Yeah, I'm aware that this was not like a light reading. I'm sorry, I'm also quite direct. I cannot really sugarcoat it too much, but like ultimately the change is gonna be amazing. You just like, it's the going through it might be challenging, but the result, you will be amazed once the hard part will pass. You'll be so grateful and amazed how much you've changed, how much you've grown, and how much of the new version of yourself that will emerge will be something that you didn't even expect. So much like joy and lightness and flowiness, is this a word? But just a sense of ease as well, and peace coming through. So yeah, this is your reading pile number 4. I hope you resonated, or somehow, I don't know if enjoyed, but you know, like, I hope you could take something from it. You're welcome to leave below any comment in the comments section. And if you want to support me, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!